Hey, let's talk about one of the absolute coolest things in technology right now, something called an LLM. We're going to figure out exactly what that means, and I promise it's way more fun and way simpler than it sounds. So let's jump right in.
So, have you ever used one of those chatbots, or maybe an app that talks back to you, and it feels like you're chatting with a real person? It's kind of magical, right? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how that magic works. So what is the real name for this incredible talking robot brain?
It's called a large language model, or just LLM for short. And honestly, that's the perfect name for it. It's a super smart computer brain that has learned how to understand, read, and write, almost like you and me.
But how in the world does it get so smart? Okay, picture this. Imagine a robot that could read every single book in the world's biggest library, plus the entire internet, and do it all in just a few days. That is basically what an LLM does. It just soaks up a mind-blowing amount of information.
And by reading all of that stuff, it starts to see patterns. It learns which words just love to hang out together. Just like you know that peanut butter is best friends with jelly, an LLM learns millions and millions of those little word connections.
Okay, so all that reading is great, but how does that turn into actually knowing things? Let's find out. You can actually break it down into 3 really simple steps. First, like we said, it reads everything super fast. Then it finds all those word patterns we were just talking about. And finally, it practices a lot. Just like you practice math problems or your spelling words, the LLM practices predicting the next word in a sentence over and over and over until it gets really good at it.
But you know what? There's one more secret ingredient that makes these LLMs so amazing. It's this special power called attention.
Because think about it. It's one thing to know that words often go together, but how does it figure out the meaning of your specific question? For example, if you ask it a question like, why is the sky blue? It can't just throw random words together. It has to understand what you're actually curious about. Now, the scientists who invented this have a very technical, very complicated way of explaining it. But let's just break that down into something way simpler. Think of it like a team of super smart detectives on a case.
Imagine that inside the LLM's brain, there are 8 tiny helpers. And as soon as you ask your question, they all spring into action at the exact same time.
So each helper has a little flashlight, and they all shine it on the most important words in your sentence. One focuses on why, another one on sky, and a third one on blue. And by combining all of their clues, the LLM figures out exactly what you want to know. Pretty cool, right?
So now that you know how it works, what can this awesome AI helper actually do for you?
Oh, so many cool things. It can totally help with tricky homework problems. It could write a magical story for you with dragons and wizards. It could even invent a brand new game for you and your friends. It can be your math buddy or find facts for your next big school project. I mean, the possibilities are pretty much endless.
And just like that, look at you. You've gone from just wondering about talking robots to basically being an expert on how they work.
So when you really think about it, large language models are just super-powered reading and writing robots. They get smart by learning from tons of examples, and they use that little team of tiny helpers to understand exactly what you mean.
And now that you know the secret, the only question left is, what amazing thing will you create with it?